Ladies and gentlemen,
The Semi-Daily Night Show with Gary TV, your host, Gary.
Tonight's ceremonial first pitch. And please welcome the President of the United States.
We did it, sir.
Just making sure you're paying attention.
France is on fire, not the kind that summons Greta Thunberg.
How dare you?
The people of France have been rioting for days because the police did send a 17-year-old to the gulag. The French even looted Zara, which normally would be cheap enough, but in this economy you gotta take what you can get, even if it looks like it's modeled by malnourished males. The rioters have burned numerous businesses, and this sparked response from thousands of riot police. We even got a new Nike ad. They even let out lions, and I'm not talking Joe Exotic. Speaking of demanding change, Greta Thunberg has met with Zelensky in Ukraine, and at first you may be thinking, what does a climate activist have to do with the Ukrainian war? Well, the easiest way to solve climate change is to push us to nuclear war, because if there's no climate, it can't change. And something that did change, debt relief. In true American fashion, Joe Biden is oversold as the Supreme Court has struck down the college student loan relief. And I'll vote for whoever will pay off my credit card debt. What? I like travel miles. There's $400 billion in student loan debt, or as I call it, 2 military aid packages for Zelensky. Biden says he still has plans to fight for this relief, which sets him up to campaign on and not deliver in another 4 years. History repeats itself. And that brings us to another Supreme Court ruling, affirmative action. The Supreme Court has ended affirmative action, which was supposed to help diversify college, but failed as everybody in college seems to have the same shit opinion. Like Twisted Teas are good. They're not. I said it. The Supreme Court had one more ruling. Web designers can now deny services to gay people. The age-old debate of should a baker have to make a wedding cake for a gay couple has now just morphed into the modern era. A web designer for weddings can now deny services to couples. This comes from a court case that involved a Christian wedding web designer who wanted to expand her business, and apparently didn't want to expand it that much. Do you know how much of a middle-aged religious white woman you have to be to involve the Supreme Court on this? Just say no. You're religious white women. Gays won't like your designs anyways. But the Fed doesn't stop working, as they just released. FedNow. On July 1st, an instant payment service ran by the Federal Reserve was released. It's like Venmo, but saying crack as a joke is actually evidence against you. And if they catch you not tipping to a barista, you'll end up like the delivery guy in front of Biden's motorcade. It looks like all of the IRS agents learned to code. Am I allowed to say that now? Lastly, in non-surprising news,
Aspartame.
the artificial sweetener every fitness guru has told you is okay to drink may be reported as carcinogenic, because we haven't learned anything about how large corporations lie about the impact products have in this country. This means products like Coke Zero weren't actually good for you. Pepsi ditched
Aspartame.
back in 2020, which brings us to the debate, is Coca-Cola better than Pepsi? Given that Pepsi solved race relations and
Aspartame.
all in 2020, I think we know the answer. Tell France all you need to end this is a Pepsi.
We'll do it live. We'll do it live!